Hi everyone, it's Vanessa Hogle again. Um, I have been contacted the last few days, actually before then, but mostly the last couple of days, with people having questions about shielding and sorting through psychic information. Um, so I thought I might address it. It's a little bit easier than going through each individual message, and that way people can refer back to this, when and if they need to. So let's see here. I didn't write any notes or anything. I'm just kind of going from the hip. Um, but as far as it goes, when I guess the best way to explain it is what these people are going through, and that way maybe you can see anyone who's watching this, you can see if you suffer similar situations, and if these particular ways of dealing with it will apply to you. Okay. I related very easy to these people because I know what it's like, when you're, trying to go to sleep at night, or you're trying to concentrate on something. Mostly this happens when you're by yourself. They kind of leave you alone if you're in a big crowd. Well, I take that back. Let me retract that shit right now, because it depends. It depends on how much they want to get a hold of you and get in touch with you. But for the most part, when it becomes really hard to take is when you're by yourself. And a lot of times that's at night, getting ready to go to bed, or, shower time or whatever. And again, I apologize for the hair, but fuck it. Anyway, but it's those times when you're alone and you're trying to find some semblance of peace. And I've likened it before to being in the middle of an auditorium, and hands are just going up all over the place, pick me, pick me, pick me. And it's very, very, very difficult to get any coherent message when you're in a room full of shouting people, when they're alive, and especially when they're dead. Because at least when they're alive, you can kind of look over at them and say, stop it, when they're dead, they don't always listen quite that good, because they might only have a small window of time to contact you, or to try to pass their message along. So what I suggest people do is just like when you're talking about a living, breathing person in front of you, treat the situation very similar. Stand your ground. Let them know that you're going to get to them as quickly as you can. Even if it means you've got to put your hands on your ears. I have done that. If you go on Beyond Perception Investigators, if you go on their YouTube channel and you watch any of the videos, you will see, especially the one when we were at Sailor's Creek, and I could not get them to stop. And I mean, I'm talking out loud to them and saying, stop, and I ended up putting my hands over my ears, because I'm trying to let them know I want to help you. I want nothing more than to help you, but you got to help me too. I can't do what you need me to do if I can't understand you, and I can't understand you if there's 50 of you yelling at me at once. And that can happen. And it's not fun, okay? It's very frustrating, very frustrating. So the best thing that you can do when those situations occur, especially if you're laying in bed at night and you just desperately need sleep, is, even if it means talking out loud, you have to assert yourself and say, hey, stop. I'm not telling you that you can't speak to me, but I am telling you that you're going to do this on my terms. Y'all have to remember, and I'm speaking to y'all now, the people that do this and those who want to do this, is that, they're dependent on us to be a vessel of communication. We have to sometimes, teach them how to do that. You don't know how long they've went trying to find someone who could hear them, who could see them, someone to listen, someone who gives two shits, who doesn't just want them to speak into this device. okay, or hit me, or throw something. They're sometimes starved for that interaction of someone who wants to communicate and not just gather evidence. Do you understand? So that is the biggest thing. You have to be able to assert yourself. You have to be able to let them know that this is that your time is valuable. And I don't mean monetarily. I mean it's valuable to any one of them who want to make contact with you. And that it is your goal to do the best possible service that you can for them. But that they need to understand that there are boundaries. And you have to set some ground rules. Now, I already know right now there's a whole lot of people out there shaking their heads saying, well, you don't do this. True. But I'm learning. Just because I know how to do it doesn't mean I listen to my own advice. So, but situation being as it's been over this past year, I am learning that I have to heed what I say. So I am doing this as well. I am letting those know that those who try to contact me know that there are boundaries. There's an invisible line that they may not cross, and that I won't help if they do. That's pretty much enough to get them to pull back. And I think anyone who does this would tell you that. If you tell them, look, I can block you out as quickly as I can let you in, they'll listen. They'll listen, and they will abide by your rules. If it's a deceased person. Now there are other things out there that might not so much. Okay, they might not be as understanding. And we'll deal with that at another date because I ain't looking to talk about that today. But that is the main thing that you can do. But you have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe enough in yourself to know that you have this. You can do this. You were given this particular gift for a reason. And just like any other skill, you have to use it and hone it and practice and find out what works for you. What works for me might not work for you. Okay? Shield, and certain ways that I shield might not work for you. But it's a starting off point. It's a way to whittle away at the different ways of doing things until you can, I don't know, I guess, make it perfect for you. Custom made for you. And that's really what we all need to kind of look at, is we need to find out the way that we can do what we're supposed to do and help those that we're supposed to help without it costing us too terribly much emotionally, physically, spiritually. And it's really important that we do that, because this will without a doubt take its toll on you. It will. There's just no getting around it. I refuse any longer to sugarcoat that shit. It is the truth. You will suffer to a certain degree. And it's my hope that by more of us talking about it and discussing the ins and outs of it and the different ways of doing things, that we can figure out a way to make that suffering as minimal as possible. So, because you got to have your rest, you got to be able to control those dreams. You got to be able to protect yourself. Okay. As far as the sorting of it goes, and when I say this, I mean, you're going to build over time. You will learn to distinguish between random information that is just being yelled at you and important information that needs to be relayed as quickly as possible. And it'll take time. Okay, it will take time, and it will drive you nuts, but you can do it. And I have faith in you. If I can do this shit, trust me, anybody can do this, okay? Especially with the scrambled as everything gets all up in my head with my jobs and such. It's, I, I know you can. You can probably do it better than me. That's my hope, okay? Ease things up on this end a little bit. um, but if you do that, if you start to distinguish, and again, I've told people this 100 times, notebook, 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 notebook. When the primary source of your information that you're receiving is through dreams, nothing will benefit you more than a notebook and a pen. And you write it down, date it, timestamp it, I don't know, color code it, whatever the hell you got to do. Let your OCD straight up kick in, okay? But find a way to organize this information, and you will see a pattern. You will. Also, it doesn't always mean that just because the spirit is persistent, that they are the one that you need to focus on. This is the tough part. This is the part that's really, really, really hard for people to learn. But once you do it, it won't fail you. And it'll fail you with living people, trust me. I mean, I don't listen to my gut all the time with living people, and I got the wounds to prove it. But with dead people, I'm pretty good, okay? Your gut will tell you which one to listen to. Because I mean, it might not be this big guy back here that's yelling at you, and he's wanting to throw all this information at you one right after the other. It might be this little kid that's right over here. It's just a soft whisper, but it's the pull from him to you that you know that's where you need to go first. And don't let them bully. Don't let them bully. I have had spirits, for the most part, almost shove one out of the way just so they could, get their message out. And the thing is, that's bullying, okay? Just like we wouldn't allow somebody to do that, living in front of us, let's not allow them to do that spiritually either. Because just because one tends to be more timid or more meek doesn't mean that they should be set aside. So you really have to listen to your gut. Follow your eye. See where your heart leads you. And when you can visualize them in your head, span the crowd. Okay? You'll feel pulled to one. You'll feel drawn to one. The other thing they like to do, I know this well, they like to hop on in. Okay? I have warned people of this, and I tell them quite often to not let this happen, even though I do. Again, learning lessons here. Try to avoid that at all costs. The physical damage that it can do to you can become irreparable. The draining that it does on you can be quite harmful, and I don't recommend it. Again, throw up those shields, throw up those boundaries, be assertive, state exactly what you will and will not allow, and don't be afraid of them backing off. Here's the thing, because see, that was my biggest fear, and still is to a certain degree, I'm not going to lie to you. I think a lot of us that have these abilities, we're so afraid that if we become assertive, and that if we put stipulations on how they can communicate with us, that they won't communicate with us anymore, and that it'll take away this special gift, and that it won't make us as needed. I'm just gonna throw that shit out there. It won't make us as needed. We won't feel as important. And some days that sounds wonderful. I'm not gonna lie. Some days I'm just like, yeah, I'll take that. The fact of the matter is, that's not true. It's not true. They will always need us as a way to communicate, whether it's me or somebody else, or the next spooky that comes along, and I call them that just because it makes it easier for me to deal with in my head. Okay, you're not going to be. They're not going to say, "Well, she said no once." They're not going to do that. It doesn't work that way. They might leave you alone for a week or so. You'll be thanking me later if they do, okay? But it doesn't mean that they're going to go away for good. So deep down, if you have that fear, it's okay to have that fear. It only makes you human. But just realize that isn't the case. The only thing that would make something like this go away is complete and total abuse of the gift. You know, and I've seen it be pulled from people, I ain't gonna lie. But I also agreed with why it was pulled, so can't really say much on that. But yeah, just again, just real quick, and I know that this wasn't extremely specific, but I'm trying to keep it as general as I can so that it might cover a little bit more, you know, more areas for people. Be assertive. State what you will and will not allow. Be sure to let them know your boundaries. Okay? Let them know that, you know, this is my safe place. You can't come in here. See, I mean, Ralph can't come in here. Okay? Can't come in here. We all know that. So, that is why computer's in here. And he don't even try. He don't even try. It's actually got to the point I can leave my bedroom door open. He can't cross that threshold. And good. Because I've actually started to get, you know, a little bit of sleep. Long time coming. But just state your boundaries. Let them know what your rules are. Be assertive. Do not back down. If it is too much, say it. They do not control the show. They don't. They are reliant upon you to pass information. Without you, the passing of information never happens. Okay? I mean, we're alive. We can talk all we want to. We can still feel them all we want to. We can pass along whatever the hell we want. But without us, they can't. Okay? You need to remember that. They can't. So that is really, really, really important that you understand that it won't go away just because you have a day when you can't do it. You know, we all have them. It you know, you just gotta, like I said, I'm backtracking now. State your ground. Be assertive. Let them know what your boundaries are. Don't let them bully each other. Don't let them bully you. And there was more in there that I said, but I'm tired. I'm trying not to fall asleep when I'm doing this. I'm telling you that right now. But just let them know. You know, I mean, that's the best you can do. If I can think of anything else, I will be sure to do another video blog on this. I'm just tossing this out there just because the requests have been coming in for it, and I just kind of wanted to hit everybody all at once because it's really difficult to try to go through and get every individual question answered. So I hope I addressed, I'm looking at the pause button. I hope I addressed enough of it. And if y'all have any questions, just put them underneath here. And that would be a whole lot easier, I think. Just depends on how busy I am. A whole lot easier to address them there than it will be to try to private message me. Okay, because I'm having issues with that right now anyway. So, but I'm going to go ahead and go. All right, I love y'all. Big kisses to you and good luck.